I'm Ethan Woodworth. I am back with another episode of the Stoic Sapling podcast. This will be episode 5. This will be another segment where I am just going to be talking about kind of everything around here. It's still going to be centered on self-improvement, of course, but not one overarching topic. And this is going to be my second time doing this. I hope you guys possibly enjoyed the first time I did it, last week's episode with Brendan. And this week, I have on here for episode 5 Louis Mariacher,
Thank you.
a fellow student, and we've got to know each other better, I'd say, the past 2-3 years. So Louis, man, how you doing? You want to kick this off?
I'm doing great. It's a nice and rainy day. Good day to go to church and hang out and just, nice cool day.
Good podcasting day. We were talking about that. Just to be inside, just do a podcast. And I'm wearing my Harry Potter shirt. I've kind of always associated rainy days with Harry Potter.
There you go. I get that.
It was on downstairs on the TV, and then I was just like, I'm gonna put on my Harry Potter shirt. We're gonna shoot a podcast. It's gonna be a chill little day.
Sounds like a good Sunday.
Yeah,
it is.
Good Sunday for you. You kicked it off at 5:30 this morning?
I did. I went to the gym. Got a leg workout in. I'm feeling it.
And you said later you're gonna hit upper body.
I am gonna hit upper a little. Because I didn't go yesterday. Today was yesterday was kind of a rest day. So then we're putting it back in a high gear. Yeah.
See, people probably don't know, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You told me that, and I was like, well, it makes sense, man. Look at you, dude. You're shredded.
Appreciate that.
Wrestler, you're a beast.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So I wanted to kick it off maybe with the background, how we met, the Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that, obviously. What was it, 2 years back?
It was, yeah, the Awakening.
Yeah. This was a church camp at, is it ZPC?
I think so.
ZPC. They hold it yearly. There was a bunch of students, sophomores and juniors there. Freshmen, I think, too.
Yeah, I think maybe a couple.
Yeah. And me and Louis, me and you ended up being in the same group together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, what was, there's names.
There was names. We were something with the barbecue.
Yeah.
Something barbecue.
Yeah. we made our first name for the group. It was Cheesin' for Jesus, I think was the name.
Something cheesy, and then we moved to barbecue.
Yeah, and people were ripping us because everybody used to use that name for their group, Cheesin' for Jesus. It's that's not creative. So then I remember we had to make a new name, and had to do something with barbecue.
Yeah, so. It was because our group leader owned a barbecue house, so we took his name. I think.
Yes, Joe, I think was his name.
I think so too.
Yeah, he actually, Joe came to our entrepreneurship class who owned the barbecue place. He's starting a popcorn business.
Really?
Yes.
Moving around then.
He's pitching it to entrepreneurship students to start. He wants students to incorporate in his business, which is actually really cool.
That's really cool, like a startup for the students.
Yeah. So he wants students to run the business and whatnot. So maybe I could deal with Joe and maybe start a popcorn business with him.
I have to bring a bowl of popcorn right here. For
Yeah. So here's the thing. We went to his little pitch, but he didn't even give us popcorn.
Oh, well then.
So I'm saying
he's lacking already. Then.
Yeah, we gotta know what your popcorn tastes like before we buy into your
it's
product.
Like Shark Tank. You gotta bring the little trays so you can try it out, see how you like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But that camp was, I would say that was a pivotal moment in my life. And I wanted to give the background to you, because I don't think you knew what was underlying my life at that point.
Okay.
And I wanted to tell you this. So, it's I think I was 5 weeks out of ACL surgery.
Okay.
Going to this camp, and this was my second ACL surgery. And this came after I got cut from the basketball team my sophomore year. After my first ACL surgery I had, I never really recovered well. I got cut from the team. And then I wanted to keep on playing. I kept on playing. And me and my buddies were playing pickup. And I tore it again. And I got surgery in mid-January of 2020. And then I went to that camp. And the mixture of those two, I think, caused something important in my life. Specifically, what I remember is I just didn't feel well. And we slept on those cots. You remember them?
Yep, I remember the cots.
It was it 2 nights we were there?
It was 2 or 3.
2 or 3 nights.
It might have been 2.
Again, it was 2. And my knee was in pain.
Oh.
Like, real pain. And those cots did not help it one damn bit. So I'm like split open after ACL surgery. I have like opioids, which are like those painkillers they gave me. I brought those.
Yeah.
So I'm just like popping those because I can't sleep. I'm tossing around at night.
Yeah.
I'm in pain. I'm just like popping opioids, trying to like relieve the pain.
Something to go away.
Yeah, I wanted to get through this camp and everything, and it was just tough because I was so tired then during the days because I'm just like not getting sleep, popping opioids. Mentally, I may not be like completely there because of like the fallout with basketball. Maybe conflicting thoughts of like where I'm at religiously, and that was just a really important time. And I'd say I dealt with it just from you guys being there and seeing like others that felt the same way. Like everybody was struggling there and people were going through things, and I saw that. And then I've always thought back to that point and just like, yeah, I was going through something, but I've come out of it. I got past it, and that was from people like, I would say you, that were positive. I remember at the camp, you were one of the few people that were enlightening, positive, bringing energy daily to our group. And when I wasn't feeling it, you were the one bringing energy and being the guy to kind of orchestrate, the fun acts that we had at the camp and everything like that. So I just wanted to thank you for that, and maybe you could tell me your experience at the camp.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I went to the camp. I don't go to that church, but one of the leaders in that church, Joe, I'm not sure if you knew him, he was the bus driver for the wrestling team. And every time I would go up to our meets, I would say hi, and he'd come and watch the meets, and I'd come and sit with him. And then eventually we started talking about faith, and then he was my sponsor for the trip. So he was the one who told me and brought me into it. And then after that, I just decided to go. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that trip was really pivotal for, I'd say, my worship. Because just being around guys our age who didn't really care, because, it's not like, well, there wasn't parents around to watch us.
Yeah.
There's not like tons of eyes, and we're all sitting there and none of us really cared. So we just, that energy was brought, and I feel like that was important for me for worship more, You had to like, it was a test, and like other people around you maybe have not been into it, but you realize the importance of it, so then you put yourself to it, is what you're saying. Of course, yeah. It was perfect.
And I'm guessing the way you put yourself to it, you actually took something out of it because of that.
Of course, yeah. And I feel like when I was there, I just decided, you know what, I'm here, let's do it. I'm gonna give it my all. Just, if they don't like that, or if I look like an idiot, then I look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Let's praise the Lord.
That's the thing about you, is you're the same way on game nights for football. Student section leader. You don't give a shit, man.
That's the idea, is you walk around like you're the king, or you don't care who the king is.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, you're up front doing all the hand signs and everything,
of course,
looking shredded with the shirt off.
Thank you.
And it's awesome. You bring the energy. People get into it because they realize, like, yeah, this guy, he's just cool. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, I walked out there and I was like, you know what? Senior year, we had COVID last year. I gotta kind of take it as, there's who is it? It's Julius Caesar, I believe. He has a quote. And he says, I have it on my phone, but it's like, live like you don't have 10,000 years to throw away. Live like, because death stands at your elbow. Take it, and take your opportunities. So
yeah. Walk
out there, and if I look like an idiot, then I look like an idiot. I'm having fun.
Yeah, that just comes from like complete confidence, and not many people have that type of confidence. And I guess when you do have that confidence, it radiates into rooms, and that was clear to me in our awakening group, and it's still clear to me when I walk in rooms and there's just someone that's just expressing himself. He may even be like introverted, but just the way he speaks and just expresses himself, you can just tell he's a confident guy, and that just makes you kind of express yourself and be confident, and then it's you make a bond, and it's a connection.
There you go.
And I'd say maybe that's what we formed. It's just kind of that little confidence expression, and we kind of just have vibed on that level, and I love that.
Well, yeah, I feel like attitude and energy is a very you take it and you give it. if someone next to you is doing something, you might start to do it, and you might pass it on to the next person. I feel like, how we were bringing up worship. I feel like if it's very connective thing, and you have to build off of each other to reach a high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I go into my or I see my friends sometimes, and you know immediately, there's a level of energy with your friends. Let's say it's a Monday morning before school. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the energy is low, and we're talking about the most baseline. Yeah. How's your day? How was your weekend?
Things rolling.
Yeah, that's not. There's just no energy, man. Mm-hmm. No one's expressing themselves. But then obviously, let's say it's a Saturday night, mm-hmm. and we're all hanging out. Music's playing, or the bonfire's on, and that's just a whole different vibe.
You get going. Yeah.
You get going, and people start expressing themselves, and to me, that's just shows how you kind of can. There's two different scenarios or multiple scenarios, and just trying to cultivate those second scenarios where it's a perfect vibe. Mm-hmm. Everybody's expressing themselves, having fun, music's playing. I want more of those scenarios in my life.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think everyone needs more scenarios like that in their life.
Yeah. And to get that, I would just say, find a group of people you love.
I think so.
Find a high energy group of people that aren't just constantly shit, another day.
Yeah, I feel like it's important for you to start that too. Not you in specific, but just in general, because I feel like there's that thought you waiting for someone else to do it, but maybe someone else is waiting for you to do that. So you just need to take that step and just. That don't care attitude, let's just get it going, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know you talked about your mom and her religious experiences.
Yes.
What are those exactly?
She religion has been a big impact in her life, and so she's carried that through us. So through that, I think I've experienced a ton of different, the different varieties of religion.
That's what you're saying.
Offer. Yes, that was it. That's what I was saying. So. I've been to so many different types of churches, not just with the religion aspect of what they believe, but also just the way they worship. So I've been to Black gospel churches, and I've been to Catholic churches, and I've been to I think at one time I went to a deep Irish church. And then, there's the Christian, there's so many sides of Christianity. There's, the real conservative Christians that just open their book and read and listen to the music. And then there's the Christians that are falling over and speaking in tongues, if you're familiar. And there's just so many different sides. But I even, when I went to Belize with my family, we went to a church down there, and it was called First Love, and it was amazing. It was a church down there. So it's interesting seeing all the different sides of religion and just the way they all, they all believe and act. It's amazing.
Why were you in Belize? Was it for this church?
It was just a trip we decided to go on because I've only been out of the country for that, and we just decided to do that. But yeah.
And Belize is it's where is it at?
Central America.
Central America.
So you got Mexico, and then you got Africa. It's right in the middle.
Okay, Jesus, dude, my geography skills are whack. That's around Guatemala. Is Guatemala around there?
I think so. I'm not good. That's the only reason I know where it is because I've been there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How long ago was that?
It was a few years ago, I think. A couple years ago.
Those experiences just interest me so much because it was probably nothing like you've ever seen.
Well, yeah, I've never been out of the country, and I've never been on a plane too before that. So.
Wow.
And it was in this little island too. So, because it's all flat waters out there, the sun rises real early and the sun sets real late. So just all day feels like you're in the day, but everyone's riding bikes because the island was only a mile or two wide. It wasn't a very big island.
Yeah. Did you feel like their faith was definitely different than people's here?
I feel like between all of those churches I've listed, I feel like the churches that are the most energetic and committed are the ones that really not need it the most, but it's a much bigger part of their life, if that makes sense. Going to churches in here, you see everyone, they get dressed up and they all get in their car and we all go and we all sit, grab a donut, grab a coffee, you sit and you watch and you listen and then you head home. And then you got the rest of your week. It's just your Sunday church day. Now, when we were in Belize, everyone shows up. They have the nicest clothes they can get. It's not the nicest clothes, but it's the nicest clothes they can afford. Because down there in Belize, it's just kind of a rough part of town. And so they all have the suits that they can afford. And they all pile into a van just to get to church. And the church was in almost like a storage unit. It was two open storage units that connected with just a preacher in the front, speakers, and chairs. And, you get there and it's all new and it's a great experience. Everyone stands up and they are screaming to the Lord. They are fully committed.
Expressing themselves, man.
Exactly. They have that don't care attitude. They do not care. They are screaming for the Lord. And then once that's over, they go home and it's still part of their lives throughout the whole week. They are looking forward to church and they're looking, because the Lord is their Lord and they're showing it and they're ready for it. It was amazing.
That may stem from like the sacrifices they bring. Like you said, they wear their most like afford the clothes they can afford to church every day, and they probably sacrifice like time and just energy all towards this, and that's why it like facilitates through their day because it's just constantly on their mind. They probably have to like go find food to put on the table, and they're constantly thinking like, how am I gonna get this next food? And they have to put their faith in something that's telling them like, it's all right, don't worry.
Of course.
And that's their relief, and that's why constantly throughout the day, it's on their mind, which we do not see here.
Yeah. Well, it's not like they're homeless or anything like that. They don't have. I mean, compared to the United States, it's not. It's not at the level of the United States. But it's just like you were saying, they're spending so much money on this that it's just so important to them.
Yeah.
You can really see it, and just being there, like you show up and we're like the only white people in the church.
Yeah.
And you look into the person left of you. And they look at you, and they do not care what skin color you are. They're like, "Hey, you're here to praise the Lord, so am I. Let's get going." And it was just amazing.
Do you think that if someone like, let's say the seats flip, and the people from Belize came up to our church, what do you think that they would say?
I think they
or your church.
I think they would be bored. Well, I would just the churches around here. I feel like. It's just we have the way we do churches is similar, very similar, but just very different. There's energies in the preaching, and you see that when you see the different churches, is say like Black Gospel churches, whatever. Their points, they scream their points, and what their points are. And then there's churches where it's just monotone the whole time, and stuff like that. But I feel like definitely the energies would just kind of surprise them.
Yeah. And I think I should go to like one of these, like you're saying, Black Gospel churches or something like that, just to see what it's like. Because this sounds so interesting. Yeah, so cool.
My mom went to go there just to explore them all and just feel them all, and then she's brought us along, and it's great to see.
She's been doing this forever. Like I'm guessing she's been bringing it since you were young.
Well, like I grew up in the South. I was born in Indiana, and then I grew up in the South just for a short part of my life. We moved back to Indiana. We were always just going to different churches, which isn't a bad thing,
It's awesome.
It's nice to have a good church that you listen to, but also it was nice to just kind of explore each church and see which one was different. And plus it tells you what you like and what you don't like and how you like to worship, Just like looking for colleges, you're showing up and you're seeing what you like and you don't like. You go to church and you see that's interesting, and they pointed that out. No, I didn't notice that. Oh, that's weird. It's all each one is different.
Yeah. No, yeah. I love all the differences. The only difference I don't get down with, Purdue.
Purdue? Yeah. Well, that's tough luck.
I didn't ask you. I said I was probably going to study finance at IU. What are you thinking about going into Purdue? I'm thinking about
mechanical engineering, something along those lines. I mean, Purdue's where you should probably go to do that. So
I can see you doing that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at.
That. I applied to. I submitted my Purdue app. I applied to the aeronautical engineering.
Oh, really?
Space engineering. Yeah. I would never actually do it just because of how intensive it is.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Probably pretty competitive. Not competitive like amount, but like competitive the level of students that are trying to get in.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many like aircraft positions where you have to create like I would have to get top-notch grades to like go actually work on like aircraft or spacecraft would be the eventual dream for that, man.
Go in the Space Force?
Yeah, something like that. Have they started hiring for the Space Force?
I'm sure they have. I mean, it's already been issued and everything, so I'm sure they got employees coming in. Yeah. In
a dream world, dude, I would be like an aeronautical engineer, then I'd move my way up to an astronaut.
That'd be pretty cool. Go in the stars. Whenever someone asks me like, "Oh, what's your dream location to go on vacation?" I'm always like, "Man, the moon."
Exactly, dude. You aim high.
Exactly.
So sweet. I just like don't know how great of a life that would actually be. I sit down and I'm like, how great would being an astronaut be? Like reaching your destination, I think would be the amount of emotions you would feel, like, once you touch the moon or Mars or whatever, would be, like, nothing anyone's ever felt before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But think about the journey there.
You got probably, you can't be claustrophobic if you're up there, because you're sitting there thinking, I'm in this metal tin can, and if I go out, I'm gone.
Yeah.
This is my home now for the next few years.
I don't know. If I had an opportunity, to be like an astronaut, it'd definitely be when I'm like 40 plus. Because like I can actually live a decent amount of my life. So if shit does hit the fan, I can say I've like at least done something.
I've got something done on Earth. Now we'll see what's upstairs in the moon, and then
I'd have to accomplish a good bit before I just send it and head off to a different planet.
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't know how people wouldn't get like, for like the people that would eventually go to Mars, because that's like a way longer trip than the moon, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna deal like mentally being so far away from a whole planet that you've known, that's the only thing you've known.
Yeah.
In your evolutionary track, it's the only thing you've ever known for 4 billion years.
Exactly. Yeah, like, if you're staying at a friend's house and you're thinking, oh, what if I leave something at home? If you're going to Mars and you left something at home, forget it. You're not seeing it for a while. Yeah.
So what would be your, dream job like that? Would it be mechanical engineering?
I have no clue. I'm just kind of waiting to see. Dream job, I think, just because it sounds fun, I think it'd be cool to be like a pit crew guy,
That's mechanical engineering, bro.
Take off a tire, put on a tire. Plus you get like cool clothes and stuff like that. And the pit crew gets paid to work out, so I mean, there's a bonus.
That's the thing, you get to move tires, move shit.
It does sound tiring after a while. I feel like after a while it just gets rigorous on your body.
That's the thing. Yeah, you're smart, man. You're mixing what you like to do, like mechanical engineering, with fitness.
Yeah.
That is sweet. You're taking like all your loves and just pushing them together. Pit crew guy. That's the dream.
But I'm just kind of seeing what God has in store for you.
Yeah.
For me, but because 90% of people go into college thinking they want to do this, and then God has other plans, and then they're off doing something else.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see myself doing any 100 number things. I could see myself being an astronaut. I could see myself being a high school biology teacher. I could see myself being a trash man.
Yeah.
So I don't know where everything's going to take me, but like you said, dude, I'll just wait it out, gauge some things, and try to mix what I like.
Yeah.
I like to do fitness as well. I like to do business. Maybe start my own fitness business,
there you
bitch.
Go. Yeah, no, I like that. Call me when you get that going. I'll come join you.
Yeah. And I know you're starting something like that right now.
Oh, yeah.
You said your Instagram page?
Yeah, I made that today. It was just an idea, and I decided to do it.
Yeah.
My friends were making fun of me because I was like, yeah, Ethan invited me on the podcast today. That's going to be cool. And they were like, yeah? And I was like, yeah. I'm like super excited. And they're like, are you going to talk about your fitness page now that you just made it? And I was like, I hate you guys. Because they're all making fun of me for it.
Yeah. Well, you didn't talk about it. I just brought it up. So you have a pass.
I have a pass. I have a pass. If they're listening, then I'm glad they know that.
What are the plans for that?
I don't know. I just kind of decided that, I've gotten so far, and I've achieved a good, routine and workout, and I'm proud of where I've gotten. So, if I want to share that, then I'll share it. And if someone doesn't like it, they don't like it.
People will listen, dude.
Yeah.
I would listen. I am going to listen.
Awesome. Yeah. It's just, just show progress and stuff like that. And I don't want to be 40 and be like, you know what, I wish I would have done that. It sounded fun. But
that's the thing. You just got to take the steps and do it. That's what I did with this podcast.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, I always said I'm going to push this off till 2022. Why? Why would I push this off? Why don't I just do it 2021 and start it now?
And then by the time you're at 2022, you've already gotten so far.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for my I want to get into the fitness landscape as well, something like that. I keep saying 2022. Just start it now. Just start promoting now, posting things now, and try to build the fitness landscape. Specifically, I'm thinking I'm gonna travel next summer, and I'll probably be at some cool locations to shoot fitness stuff.
That'd be awesome.
So I might try to do an outdoors no weights type thing. Okay, just a calisthenic outdoorsy thing.
Calisthenics are cool. I dig that. You'd be doing push-ups on the Great Wall of China.
Yes, dude, something like that.
Yeah.
People would be all into that. They
Oh,
want to
yeah.
see some cool photography, cool scenes, and just watch some guy do some push-ups.
I would watch it. I'd pay to watch it, so send me the link.
So like, I will, man. I don't know what I'm gonna like call it or anything. Maybe just like Woody Fitness.
Hey, simple is better, man.
I
like that.
Woody Fitness. I know Jeremy's like J-Mo Boss
It's
Lifts.
J Moss Boss. J
J-Moss
Moss
Boss Lifts.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, follow those.
I will.
You too.
I
What's your
absolutely
page called?
I just called it like Mariacher lifts.
Mariacher Lifts. Okay.
Just because I don't know I might change it later on. We're just kind of seeing how it's going. You know.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Mariacher Lifts. God, I love it.
There we go.
Leadership wise, do you see yourself pursuing things like this, like starting new ventures forever and like leading people in ways like that forever? I'm assuming.
It's not that I'll be pursuing it, but if the opportunity presents itself, I will absolutely take it. You know, like with the student section, I decided to have fun, and then they just said, "Hey, you want to be student section leader?" I said, "Hell yeah, I'll be student section leader. Yeah, let's pass it on." And so if I'll go after that opportunity if it presents itself. I'm not going to force anything because, you know, no one likes a leader who put himself in the position because that's not a leader. But if people are inspired and you know they want me to lead, then I will absolutely lead.
That's a complex theme because like some people, and myself included, think that like you can just attain leadership through certain acts.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you have to be accepted before you can rank up.
I feel like the best way to do that is, you know, leadership through example, because by leading through example, people will start to pick up on it, and then you'll have followers, and then you're in a position to lead, and once you're in that position to lead, you are a leader. You know. That is perfect because you can talk all you want. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, you can say, and just like you can write like pages and pages like how great you are and like what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if you're not actually doing it, nobody's gonna listen.
Mm-hmm. That's the whole wrestling, Zionsville wrestling. That is their thing: is lead by example. You know, you can talk your game, but you know it'll hit the mat soon enough, and you're gonna have to prove yourself.
That's same with Jiu Jitsu. I think that's why I don't feel like there's very much ego in my dojo at Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah, that's how it is in the wrestling life. If you have an ego, you better back it up because you're gonna get your mouth kicked in soon enough.
Yeah, like that's why I think some of the humblest people I know have been recently at my jiu-jitsu gym because they just know not to hold an ego.
There you go.
Because if you walk in with an ego, it's gonna crumble, man.
Oh, yeah.
And so the people that are leading, you know, are the ones that are kicking ass.
I
and
feel
they're
like
up top.
The people with the greatest and the smallest egos are the ones who have had their egos tested, you know, if that makes sense. Because, you know, you could take the biggest guy in the room who doesn't have an ego because he's been to the test a couple times versus, you know, you have a scrawny guy with a huge ego and he hasn't been punched in the mouth enough times.
Yeah. That's like, there's this guy named Elliot at our gym, and he's a brown belt. He's nasty.
Yeah.
He is just...
I bet.
He is... he's been doing this for a long time. I think he may actually get his brown or black belt soon. But he's doing this for a long time. But if you just ever talk to him, he's so quiet. And his mannerisms are quiet. He's not very loud, like in his pitch or anything. He's just kind of like, hey, what's going on? You're doing well. You're doing a really good job in jiu-jitsu. But you see him on the mat.
He's an animal.
Dude.
Absolute animal.
Absolute animal. It is like an honor watching this dude just kick somebody's ass or get your ass kicked by him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes getting your mouth knocked in by someone else is better than you knocking someone else's mouth.
And yeah, that's how it is. And it's just crazy to me that he has no ego whatsoever. But he's the leader of the gym. And people look up to him. One of the leaders, I would say, and that's because of the leading by example, kicking ass, doing what he does, but not even holding the ego from it.
Oh, yeah. And I bet at that point, when there's no ego, it's more humility than it is ego. It's more about having a lot of humility than having a small ego. Because, you know, you could have a big ego in your head, and that's good. You know, that mentality that I'm the toughest guy in the room. Because, you know, with wrestling, we say you win your match before you step on the mat. So, you know, having that big ego in your head, but having like a humility and staying humble before you go out there.
Yeah, I got that. I wanted to ask you, wrestling, you don't do it through the school, do you?
I do. Well, so I do Zionsville wrestling through the school year in the wrestling season. And then once the season ends, then I do the ISWA stuff, which is Greco and freestyle. So the seasons change and the rules change. And then there's different types of competitions.
Greco and freestyle? What the hell's that?
Freestyle. All right. So if you've ever watched the Olympics, that's the styles they do. So you've got freestyle, which is a little bit quicker, a little bit faster paced. You can roll and stuff. Points are scored a lot faster, and the rules just change. So it's a lot faster paced wrestling. So like say for folk style is what we do during the high school year. Freestyle is what you do off season. So for freestyle, you take them down and you can roll them, and back exposure is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. For folk style during the wrestling season, you take them down, that's 2. That's it. You can let them up and you can try again. So it's quick. You gotta react fast.
So your positioning is a lot more important.
Oh yeah.
In freestyle.
Oh yeah, and that's not my strongest. I prefer Greco. Greco is a different style, and it comes off of the Greco-Romans. The Romans, that's what they do in the Olympics, and so the way that works is you're on your feet. You can't touch or use your legs. It's all upper body, and so it's wraps and throws. So you have to defend yourself, and you have to find a position to just wrap them up and send them flying. So it's fun though.
So when do you use Greco?
Greco is during the Greco season too. So they happen simultaneously, and then there's just different tournaments.
Okay, so there's 3 styles. Mm-hmm. So there's the high school style, and then Greco freestyle that you mix in the summer.
Yes.
And you prefer the high school the most?
I actually prefer Greco.
Oh, yeah. You prefer Greco, okay. But the high school over freestyle?
I think so. It all, you get in a mood during each season because you have to switch mindsets because the rules change, So I think it'd definitely be Greco, then folk style, then free, or free then folk style. They're kind of intertwined.
I didn't know wrestling was this complicated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought it was just
go out there and
just hug your opponent for 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, we do that sometimes. We just take a nap with each other.
Yeah. But how long have you been doing wrestling for?
Well, so I started wrestling in 8th grade, I think, because I was homeschooled. I was homeschooled for a long time. And then 8th grade was when I started going to Zionsville for Z West. No, Z West, the best. And then I went there and I started wrestling. I was going to do football, but my parents didn't like the concussions. And my dad's a big football guy, but I just wasn't that into it. And, Z West wasn't the best at football.
No.
So, yeah. Then freshman year, I just kind of was like, hey, wrestling is fun. I'm going to keep doing this.
So this hasn't been a lifetime thing?
No, this hasn't been a thing. My dad coached Carmel wrestling when he was younger, but other than that, no.
Got it. So do you think not saying I am, but if I got into it, just this season, could I be solid, you think?
I think you'd be solid. I think because you have the Jiu Jitsu background and because the running will help you a ton. Because wrestling is big on cardio, something I need to work on.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there and you're just trying to burn the other guy out and beat him down. So if you got good cardio, you can last pretty long.
Yeah. Because after getting into BJJ, I've just been thinking, if I went back to my freshman year, what sport would I want to pick up? I think it'd be wrestling.
You think wrestling? I think you would be good at it. You should even try it out. I think we're getting Jeremy to wrestle.
You're going to
We're trying to get him to wrestle. He's hesitant, but I think we're going to get him to wrestle.
I think his issue is he's so into the powerlifting thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you cannot balance powerlifting with a sport.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think that goes together
Yeah.
because of you're burning so many calories, but you don't have energy to do these big ass lifts.
Yeah.
Putting 450 on the squat and just bumping it out.
What powerlifting is so much, picking up your weight, whoop, boom, you're done. Take a quick break.
Yeah.
Wrestling's very pace. You gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, get a quick water. All right, we're back in it.
Yeah. Two completely different
aspects,
things.
But they're still really related.
Yeah, because if you train like that, and some aspects for powerlifting, obviously those quick explosive moments to kill somebody.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Grip them.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
For me personally, in BJJ, my endurance right now is really good because this marathon I'm training for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when we roll after class, that's what we call it in Jiu Jitsu. I can just go, man. I'm with these old guys that are 40. They're kicking my ass, but
You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go. Like, I just, like, the round will end, and then, like, I'm up on my feet. Everybody's, like, still panning on the mat. I'm, like, pointing out my next opponent, seeing who I'm gonna not choke out next.
Yeah, but there you go. I like that.
And I just love it because it's just, I can just keep on going. But these guys just have to just sit here and start recovering, drinking more water.
Yeah, breaking opponents.
Yeah.
There you go.
By the end of class, I can kind of get some moves off I wouldn't get off. Because these guys are fatigued, and I can kind of get away with some shit I wouldn't get away with if we rolled like 45 minutes earlier.
Yeah, that's where the technique and the cardio kind of come into play. Where if you don't got as much technique, then you better have some cardio, and if you don't got your cardio, then you better have some good technique.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do without the cardio right now in Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
There you go.
Overall, though, I love just fighting and martial arts, and I was talking to you about this. I said this on my past podcast, but specifically, like, I go home from this, and I can't sleep.
You ready for some more?
I'm ready for some more. Yeah. I wish I could just do it, like, all night.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, yeah, I get home from practice, and I'm like, oh, that was fun. I want to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the way there, do you ever have any sort of, like, nerves? Because I do.
Nerves are a big thing, all right? My coach Welch, the wrestling coach, he's talked to me about this. I was up in North Dakota for Fargo, which is the biggest high school tournament in the country, for Greco, because I like Greco.
Yeah, Greco.
I
love the name.
Yeah, Greco. I was talking to Coach, and I looked over at him, and I was like, Coach, I need you to help me with my nerves, because I was sitting there, and I had butterflies in my stomach, and I felt like I was going to puke. Because before a match, if I'm standing next to a trash can or I smell some food, I puke, because my stomach just kind of gets going. And then once I step on the mat, it just disappears. So I looked at Coach and I was like, Coach, I need you to help me with my nerves. Like, I feel sick right now. And he was talking to me and he was like, nerves are really important. And it's a good thing that you have nerves. Because if you have nerves, that means you care about it and you care about the outcome. Yeah. Because if you don't have nerves, that means you don't care. You're not committed. You're not nervous about it. But if you got the nerves, that means, it's important to you. So it's good. It's good to have nerves.
What are the goals this year?
This year, I'm trying to get on the podium for state. Every
aiming high, dude. Always.
High, yeah. Every wrestler in my weight class has got the same idea though. So, I just trying to put in as much work as I can.
And what weight class do you think you'll be at this year?
I'm either going to be 82 or 95. We got to see where my weight falls.
Yo, 82 or 95.
That's 182.
Okay.
Usually we just kind of cut off the first number because people assume. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, I didn't know if there was like some
I don't weigh 82.
It went different. Yeah, no, I knew that. I didn't know if it like 82 meant like actually like 140 or whatever.
No, yeah, 182 pounds, 195.
That's a big boy, man.
That's a big boy.
That's a big boy. For high school, senior, juniors, that's a big boy.
Yeah, no, sometimes we got just some tanks, sometimes we got chubby guys. We got all body types.
Yeah. Is there like a cutoff, like a 220 plus?
Yeah, so after 220 is a weight class, and then after that it's just
heavyweight. Oh, it is 220.
220, and then it's heavyweight.
Dang.
Yeah.
So like you could be 350 and just rolling with... what is it? Not rolling, what's the wrestling term? Wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling.
With some dude that's 220.
221. He'd be 221. But yeah, so if you're weighing 221, you better try and get down so you can wrestle 220.
Damn.
Yeah.
That makes me think, like, what class would I be in? I'm like 160-ish.
So you'd be 160.
162,
160 is a weight class, and then after that it's 172.
Okay.
So it's anywhere, so if you were, say, 165, you would wrestle 172. So if the weight class, anything under.
Yeah.
So if you're 182 weight class, anything under 182 up until 170.
Yeah. And there's definitely a difference, like, moving the weight classes like that, right?
Oh, yeah. Last year I weighed, gosh, what did I weigh? I weighed about 183 or 84, and I was bulking. Or no, I weighed about 185. Yeah. 185 roughly, and my coach wanted me to bump up and wrestle 90. And so I was trying to put on weight and balancing that with practices, and I wasn't putting on a ton, but still I was wrestling guys in the 185 weight class, or 195 weight class. So these guys were a lot heavier than me, and they were cutting down from 220. So I was going up, they were going down, we met, and these guys were big. And I was like, Here we go.
This just makes me think if I ever compete, I'm gonna actually have to be wary of where I'm at because I'm not a big dude. And if I did want to, bulk and get big, and I wanted to compete then in the Jiu Jitsu tournaments, I'm gonna get smashed.
Is Jiu Jitsu weight classes?
It's weight classes.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, it's weight classes and belt. Obviously, they won't put like a 180 white belt with a 180 black belt.
Yeah, that wouldn't turn out well.
No, not at all.
What belt are you? Are you white?
Well, I'm white, dude.
You're white belt? Yeah.
It's getting the blue belt. It goes white, blue, purple, brown, black.
Okay.
And usually these are the timetables. So, like, it takes, on average, if you're training like 4 times a week, probably 1.5 to 2 years to get your blue belt from someone that has no, like, wrestling or jiu-jitsu background. And then getting that black belt, if you train consistently for, like, 4 times a week, probably 10 to 15 years.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. More than likely 12 plus years.
Do you have like a belt ceremony where you chop a wood?
No. I think that's like probably karate.
I think that's karate.
Yeah. No, it's a big deal when people rank up though.
How do they issue that? How do they determine what?
The dojo master, or like not master, Jesus Christ. I sound like some like Jedi wizard.
Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. The jiu-jitsu owner, who our guy is, his name's James. He's a world champion beast. He's a black belt, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I guess he'll just kind of see like your progression, whatnot, and you get like white belt stripes. So you can be a white belt with like 3 stripes, which means you're higher than like a white belt with 1 stripe.
It's like ranking.
Yeah.
Ranking,
so eventually you'll
ranking.
Keep on moving up, and the coach will be like, yeah, here's your belt, blue belt, you moved up, congratulations, blah blah blah.
Interesting.
But for people like me that are younger, the coaches will see like the potential you have compared to say like a 50-year-old, and they're not gonna rank me up anytime soon, even if like they would rank this guy up, the older guy, for doing the same stuff I am.
Because they think you have a long way to go.
Yes, so they try to maximize like your skill level, training time before they just start moving you up, which may actually be like money as well, but probably not. They're actually just trying to like see the best for you.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, let me know when you move up a belt, and I'll bring a board, and you can chop it.
For the hell of it.
And everything.
Yeah. It'll be a while, dude, but I'm hoping that maybe you can be there with me when
I'm down,
because you got to get in the gym.
Get the key and everything and walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've tried a little bit of Jiu. It's sick. I did it with my uncle before, and he was not sensei. What is it called?
I don't know what it's called. Like
just the main guy.
I said master, but that sounds like too high.
He was the man. All right, we'll just call him that. He was the guy.
Yeah.
He was talking to me, and we were talking about wrestling. I was like, "Oh yeah, I was a state champion in wrestling." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I figured." He's like, "Yeah, you want to go a couple matches?"
Oh,
and
no.
I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "This guy's a black belt or whatever, and he's a wrestler." I was like, "Let's go." I was like, "I'm ready. Let's do it." And I wrestled, and he just put my face in the mat. Like He was crazy. He was an animal.
So, it's just when someone can just manipulate you like that, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
It's impressive, man.
It's very impressive.
We do wrestling technique for like 20 minutes before class, which is similar to jiu-jitsu, but ton different. Like the way that you put your head and like use your head and like
position and all that.
It's so weird to me, and like I like don't get it. Like we're doing like takedowns that are just so awkward for me to do, like grabbing somebody's leg. Or like where you should put your hands like around their head and whatnot, like standing position.
Yeah.
There's like these terms for it, and I just get lost.
Yeah. No, it's weird. You gotta like learn how to, not because there's like balance and everything, and then there's how to like move your body how to like balance your body's weight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and so, I just don't know how to do that.
Yeah, well, like for Greco, if you get picked up, you gotta figure something out because you're midair and you're about to get slammed. So
how the hell do you figure something out in midair?
You gotta figure something out, or you're gonna get knocked on your head.
So like in Greco, you're actually throwing somebody.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, you find an opening and you just send it.
So it's like they're judging you based off of how you can shot put your damn opponent.
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, there's rules to it, so like. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you're pretty much right on. Like, if you throw them over your head, you get more points for that and stuff like that. When I was training for Fargo up in North Dakota, we had a Fargo camp, and I met with, he was, oh goodness, his name was Mormier Petovic, and he was...
Mormier Petovic.
His name was Mormier
That's a
Petovic.
sick-ass name.
It was a sick-ass name.
That is a sick-ass name.
It was, dude. He was a sick-ass guy, too. He was like...
Wait, one more time. Mormier Petovic?
Mormier Petovic.
Mormier Petovic.
I hope I'm saying that correctly, because if not, he would kill me. But he had like this big bushy mustache, and he's from like, I can't even remember. It was like some like Russian type country, and he was like a 2-time gold medalist in Greco. He's crazy. So we walk out, and I was with him, and he would help. He'd like, hey, come here, for like as an example to show the rest of the team how to do a move, and he'd just set his hands around your waist, and he'd turn it in a way, and you just fly to your back. Like crazy stuff. Like he was strong. He was really strong for how old he was. But he just knew how to manipulate his body with yours just to put you straight on your back without doing hardly anything.
So he was like James Bond.
He's crazy.
Or like John Wick.
Yeah.
Just doing like, they're more like gun stuff, but like hand-to-hand wise, that's who they'd be.
He wasn't just James Bond. He was Mormier Petovic. He's crazy.
Mormier Petovic.
He was an animal.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I hope the viewers like jiu-jitsu and wrestling talk.
Yeah. And if not, then come try it.
Yeah, come try it. Yeah.
Come have some fun.
Come take on Louis here, bro.
Take that first step. Get out of here.
I just love everything about it, and I would suggest to anybody, start jiu-jitsu, start wrestling.
Absolutely. Changes your mentality, too.
All right, speaking of sick names, God, what was his name? Say it one more time.
Mormier Petovic.
Mormier Petovic. I was going to tell you, Louis Mariacher, man. It's a sick name.
When you hear your own name, you don't think of it as sick because that's your name. Because
you probably realize all the faults and things you have to that name.
Yeah, no. When I think of my own name, I just think, yeah, that's my name.
Yeah.
That's not actually my name though, because it's Gregory Lewis Mariacher, which I'm not. No one calls me Gregory, and if you do call me Gregory, then you're on my list.
Does your mom ever just say like Gregory Lewis?
She's not. That's not part of it. If she was like Gregory Lewis, I'd be like, who?
Who?
No one calls me Gregory.
So it's been Louis forever, pretty much.
Yeah. No, I've never been called Gregory. They always call me Louis.
Dude, like I cannot see you being called Gregory.
Yeah. No.
Like when you type in like your like official forms, you actually have to write like Gregory.
All my passwords and everything is Gregory. Yeah. It's like a British guy name. If my mom does listen to this, she's going to hear it and go, all right, we can go change it now.
So it's going to get changed to?
Probably just Louis James. Something like that. Yeah. It's spelled with an S, though, and I kind of want to leave the S.
Yeah.
Just because.
You got to have the OG spelling. That'd be weird. Changing the spelling.
No. Yeah, and that's how I spell it, too.
Yeah.
Like when I sign stuff, I still sign it with Lewis. I don't write Gregory. Yeah, I just go Lewis. And then people are like, aren't you Gregory? And I'm like, yeah.
Gregory?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. How does the process work for switching your name as well?
It's a bunch of legal stuff. I think you got to go to the court and get it changed.
Yeah, no, it can be a simple process. It can't.
No, yeah. Well, then I've got, like for Zionsville, all the schooling stuff I got to change.
Yeah.
I got to change that because all my my usernames all have Gregory. My email will have Gregory. So it's like I want to change it, but also like I got to redo everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just do it after the school year ends.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking about doing before I go to college.
Yeah, like all your college stuff would be squared away then, and you wouldn't have to really switch much of your high school stuff.
Yeah, It's not a big deal, because everyone knows me as Louis. Yeah. But yeah.
I wonder if that's somebody's job, like navigating all the paperwork for people switching their name.
Yeah. What do? Oh, I change people's names.
Those are just one of the type of jobs I'm just like. You're a noble ass person for doing that, but it ain't my job.
Yeah, no, yeah. Hey, tops to you, not my cup of tea.
No, my cup of tea is something on my feet. Mechanical engineering.
There you go. Get something working. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know like what I would do without the physical labor aspect to my life.
Yeah. I don't think I could sit behind a desk every day. That is not my style. I need to be moving or doing something.
You think like construction would suit both of us?
Maybe. Yeah. I've been into like since I was little, I've just been fascinated with the way like things work,
Get built.
Yeah, like you got a pen in front of you, you gotta take it apart, put it back together to see what it looks like. something like that. So I've all home building. My mom has asked me if I ever want to get into home building.
Yeah.
You know. And your dad, you said he's into home stuff.
He's into big home stuff, and like it's just kind of embarrassing because I don't know shit.
Uh-huh.
And like when he does these projects, he's like using this terminology and angles and like pencil marks.
I'll
and
let you figure it out.
yeah, I'm just sitting here like, dang, I should really get my shit together because I'm gonna have a wife sometime. She's gonna be asking me, hey, couldn't your dad like put in bathrooms and stuff? Why don't you do that?
So, we can call him right now.
Yeah, we can call him. I'm gonna have to call my 80-year-old dad and have him fix shit for me.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So yeah, I think I need to step it up and pursue, just learning how to like do stuff. Maybe I should start asking my dad
Honestly,
for some
yeah.
tips.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it'll be free. You don't have to pay someone to teach you all that, which would be nice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And maybe instead of getting like an internship between my college years, I go work some construction.
There you go. Yeah, construction isn't a bad job.
No.
It's daunting on your body eventually, but it's a good job.
In my 20s, I think I could handle it.
I think you could too.
Yeah. Not longer than a few years though, because I'm not trying to break my back.
Yeah. That's like my old auto teacher, because I used to do JEL. I still do JEL.
Yes, yeah.
I used to take auto for JEL for 2 years. My mechanics teacher there, Wilcox, his name was Mr. Wilcox. And he had long ponytail, white hair, beard, rings. He had like tattoos ever. He's a biker.
So he's an interesting ass dude.
Oh yeah, he's one of like my mentors in life. He's crazy. He walks around. He's got a deep voice. He tells everyone to shut up. He sits down. You got a question, he knows the answer. Anything mechanically, but he threw out his back and stuff and had to get a bunch of surgery and stuff like that because you're always bending over and stuff like that. What
other cool ass stories does Mr. Wilcox have? He sounds like a beast.
Oh, Mr. Wilcox is probably the most interesting man on this earth. He's hilarious.
What has he done? I don't want to like have you speak for him, but like just give me like a rundown.
Honestly,
he sounds interesting.
He's very interesting. I honestly have no clue what he's done, but he's always got something different. Like if you asked him, he'd be like, "Yep, done that before." You know, he's just a crazy guy.
So he's kind of like sly. Like he's not very expressive about it, but when he is, it's just so interesting.
He's
I bet
very
because you learn something new every time.
Oh yeah. He's a funny teacher too. The way he teaches is, he won't teach you unless you ask to learn about it. That way, the people who aren't interested, if you join auto just to kind of goof off, he's not going to teach you and waste his time. But if you're interested, he's going to teach you a thing or two. Yeah. And then when he does teach you, if you do something dumb, he's going to make sure everyone knows you did it. That way you don't do it again.
Yeah. That's where you don't see that type of teaching at Zionsville.
Yeah, no, it was important though because it makes you remember not to do it again.
Yeah. Dang, and someone like that is just. I wish I knew more people like that. Everything they say is just so like novel and interesting.
Oh yeah.
They're like kind of like you acquainted with like Lord of the Rings at all?
Oh yeah. Of course,
okay. Yeah. Gandalf. Just like
the Gray.
Just wise man.
He looks like Gandalf.
Looks like Gandalf. That's what you kind of described him like Gandalf. Rings,
white beard, hair, everything like that. He always wore like something with Harley Davidson on it because he had a bike that he drove to school. He's hilarious.
Dude. Yeah. This dude sounds like some sort of like mystical, just like beast.
He's pretty mystical. I think you could call him mystical.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
I want to meet him. Speaking of bikes, motorcycles. Mm-hmm. You ever gonna get one? I could see you driving a motorcycle.
I don't know. My mom is not a fan of motorcycles. Neither is my dad. Yeah. I don't know. I want one, but we'll see.
Yeah. I've always wanted to just adventure on a little motorcycle.
Oh yeah, go around the world.
Yeah.
I've seen you ever heard of like van life and all that? Where people build out vans. That was something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Build out like a school bus or something, just kind of travel around.
Yeah. Oh, school bus. I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
You have a lot of room. Take off the seats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Throw everything out. I feel like how we were saying the spacemen.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd start to get cramped up in a little school bus though.
Yeah. Same thing, just kind of claustrophobic, not a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Your scenery's changing, though.
Yeah. Where would you travel, ideally?
Man, I don't know. I feel like I like the cold till it gets too cold,
So not that north or south.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue what I'd do. I'm not a huge travel guy.
Yeah.
Like, when vacation comes around and we're asking where we want to go, I'm just like, I'm happy staying home.
See, I think it's like that for me. I want to stay home, but it's because I'm usually not going to be seeing something new.
Yeah.
And like we're going to Florida again. I'm like, bruh,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Florida again, the 26th time.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Yeah.
Not sucks.
No.
I'm grateful.
Absolutely.
But it's just like, let's do something else.
Let's do something exciting. That's why, like, college. I'm excited to get out of the house and experience something new.
Yeah.
But, like, going to Florida, everyone's going to be at Florida.
I'm just not a big fan of Florida, period.
Really?
Like, the weather is always so damn, what's the word? I don't want to say moist.
It's moist. It's moist.
You
can say moist. You can
what's
say
the,
moist around
humid.
me.
Humid's the other word.
I like moist. I think we'll keep
moist.
moist.
Okay, we'll keep it moist, just for the viewers that get pissed off at that word.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's so damn moist that you just step outside, even after like a shower, you never feel clean because you're always like sweating constantly.
And it's not like a sweat like oh man, like I'm so sweaty. It's just like armpits, and you're like,
gosh. There's like this little like bubble of sweat constantly.
Yeah. Constantly, you wipe it away and new sweat comes back.
Yeah. Dude, the swamp ass is different down there.
Horrible, nasty. Most uncomfortable thing in the world. Gym swamp ass is the worst. I hate gym swamp ass. You have to accept it though.
Yeah.
You have to. You sit down and you see your ass mark and you're like, that is my ass mark. That is my ass mark. That's how you judge a good workout too.
There you go. Yeah, I wear sweat shorts to all my workouts, like in the gym and whatnot.
Yeah, like cut off sweats.
I have no shame.
Dude,
when I'm like sweating ass, like literally sweating ass.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, that's the best. Sometimes I feel like when you're sweating, that means you're getting a good workout.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's a hallmark. Like I can show off. Like I can like stand up and show my ass to people. Be like, yeah, I'm working hard, bitch.
Care. This is my ass stain. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah. I'm gonna start just going around, just pointing at it.
Hey. What's yours? This is mine. This is what mine looks like. My workout was phenomenal.
No shame, never no shame. I hear that. Yeah.
I think that is me.
What's the alarm for?
It's for Senior Sunday, dude.
Senior Sunday? Are you posting?
I was gonna post something for the student section.
Sweet.
I'm so bad at managing like social media. Like I'm a dad when it comes to social media. So I was early in the week. I was like, I think it'd be sick to post something like a student section post.
Yeah.
I was like, but I'm gonna forget, and I did forget. I completely forgot. So that's.
You're not going to now because we literally just talked about it on the pod.
I know, yeah. So I'm gonna figure something out.
Yeah. How do you manage all those? Like, how do you promote it properly?
Promote what?
Like the pages you run.
I don't run anything. I mean, I have my main Instagram, and then I just made the other one.
Okay.
I'm not a big social media guy.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were like promoting that student section one by like doing something specific. Because I'm trying to learn how to promote like my stuff, my podcast stuff.
No, I'm more when it comes to student section. They've got like the student section club, who like organizes everything, and then like they make the flyers and they'll pick out the colors, and then I'm just like the crazy guy that screams at the game.
Yeah, but that's the most important part.
I mean, I hope so.
That's the most important part.
Yeah. No, when they ask me questions, I'm like, yep, sounds good. Sounds good. They put me in the group chat, and I'm like, yep, sounds good. Yeah. I'll just be at the game screaming.
There you go. It's the easiest job. I love that. I've seen it firsthand. People get into your stuff, and I've seen chicks taking pictures of you while you're out there.
I didn't notice that. I'm not a very alert person.
I have seen it, dude. I saw there were some underclassmen just snapping pictures of you while you were up there doing your thing.
I'm glad that some underclassmen had a picture.
Getting your clout.
My grandma came to the game one time, and she was like, "You are so handsome." I was like, "Thank you, Grandma."
You had like the paint on you and everything.
Yeah, I was covered in green paint and everything. I was like, "Thanks, Grandma. I appreciate that."
Yeah. All right. Do you have any takeaways from the podcast or stories you wanted to tell before you head out? Because I always ask.
I'm not sure.
Stories.
Man. I don't know.
No stories?
I don't think so. I told you guys about Mr. Wilcox and Mormier Petovic. If you want some good stories, come find me somewhere.
Yeah.
If you see me in the hall, say, give me a story and I'll give you something.
Yeah, I need to find some figures like that just have those stories because I would love to share some.
The most interesting people just have the most stories.
Yeah. I don't have them, and it sucks.
We'll get you some stories. We'll get you some crazy stuff.
Gotta live a little bit before you get them.
No. Yeah.
Takeaways outside of that, though?
I'm not sure, man. I'd say get that bowl rolling. Because that's the hardest part. When you wake up and, you're sitting in your bed, and I love sitting in my bed. This sounds very cliche. This sounds very like, oh, let me watch a podcast and this is what to say. But I feel like it's not as much saying, let me get out of bed. It's more like changing that attitude, Just time to go. It's time to go. It's game time. When you wake up, it's not, oh, I was sleeping, it's more, oh, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. So being that guy, controlling things, walking into that room, being the Louis Mariacher with the smile on your face, the confidence, and just bringing up other people's days, man. You do it well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Takeaways for myself, I would just say the same stuff. And expressing yourself properly and taking those leadership opportunities. Yeah. You're doing it with that fitness account and what you're going to be doing there. Fucking lifting 2 times a day and getting after it, dude. You're being a leader for everything. People are going to follow your example. I'm going to follow your example. I love it.
I love it, dude. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do feel like confidence is that one thing that you feel like you don't have unless you go for it, You look at someone else's confidence, you say, man, I could never have that. Like right now, I don't think I'm that confident. But hearing you say, oh, you're confident, it's like, oh, really?
You are.
No, I appreciate that.
You are, dude. Well, Louis, you're a good friend. Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate being here.
It's been a great episode.
This is awesome.
And I think you'll be on again.
Oh,
you'll be on again.
I would like that. I like talking here. This is nice and relaxing.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Louis Mariacher, Ethan Woodworth. We'll see you guys on the next one.
All right.
Peace.
This podcast will be coming out every 1st and 16th of each month. You can find me at the Stoic Sapling Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. I'll catch you guys on the next one.